Hello and welcome. Today we'll be discussing the 5 most commonly used data types. Now here I'm assuming that you've watched all of these videos up to this point and are familiar with the concepts that this deck was built off of. So what are data types? Data types, or simply types, are the storage space for the data we use in our applications. All data in computer-based electronics is represented as bits, alternatives to 0 and 1 on the lowest level. The smallest addressable unit of data is usually a group of bits called a byte, usually an octal, which is 8 bits. There is much depth to be discussed with data types. However, we will focus on the most fundamental data types that are commonly used for this specific video. So now let's talk about the data types. The first is int. Int is a 32-bit type used for both positive and negative numbers in a range of -2,147,483,648 to the same in the positive spectrum. The next is char. Char is used to declare an instance of the system.char structure that the .NET framework uses to represent a Unicode character. The value of a char object is a 16-bit numeric value. Now put simply, for our purposes, this is a single character that is a letter that may or may not form a word. The next type is bool. The bool keyword is the alias of the system.boolean. It is used to declare variables that store Boolean values true and false. Now we'll talk about bool a little bit more when we get to control statements. The next type is a float. The float keyword signifies a simple type that stores 32-bit floating point values. It could contain positive and negative 0, positive and negative up to infinity, not a number values, or a finite set of non-zero values. It also has an approximate range of negative 3.4 times 10 to the 38th, all the way up to positive 3.4 times 10 to the 38th, with a precision of 7 digits. The final type is double. The double keyword signifies a simple type that stores 64-bit floating point values. The main difference between float and double is the bit size, or a range of positive and negative 5 times 10 to the negative 324 to positive or negative 1.7 times 10 to the 308 with a precision of 15 to 16 digits. Now that we've discussed the concepts, let's see the code. To discuss each data type, I've declared each type with an associated variable. As discussed, I will show an example of bool when we get to control statements. Here I declared an int variable called number of 5, a char variable called letter of a float variable called float number of 3.5f. Now we include f as a suffix to denote that the number is a float rather than a double, and a double variable called large number of 1.8 to the power of 10 to the third. To display the output of these variables, I included each of the variables in the console.writeLine method with some static text to add clarity. Now let's see this application run. Here you will see each of the variables that were declared: 5, a, 3.5, and here 1800. Thank you again for watching this video on data types. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, please like this video, leave comments for improving the video content, or provide feedback for content you would like to see in the future. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel.